North Hollywood, late 1990s. The warehouse stands forgotten on a dead-end street, its roll-up doors scarred by years of rain and rust. Inside, the air hangs heavy with the scent of aged cedar and the ghost of 1,000 bruises. A single row of industrial bulbs dangles from the ceiling, swaying faintly whenever the old air conditioner coughs to life. Their pale light carves sharp shadows across a canvas mat that has seen more truth than any movie set ever could. 20 souls fill the folding chairs that line the walls, but they are not spectators in the usual sense. These are the architects of cinematic violence. Stunt coordinators who have orchestrated explosions that shook sound stages, fight choreographers who taught Hollywood stars to bleed convincingly, black belt instructors whose hands have forgotten more techniques than most men will ever dream of mastering. They sit in silence, arms crossed, eyes narrowed. They have come not for spectacle, but for revelation. No cameras, no press, no second chances. The door creaks, open like a confession. Steven Seagal enters first. He moves with the unhurried certainty of a man who has already won the war inside his own mind. The black GI drapes his 6'4" frame like a shroud woven from midnight, the fabric whispering against itself with every deliberate step. There is no entourage, no warm-up routine, no need to prove anything to anyone. He crosses the threshold, bows once to the room with the reverence of a monk entering a temple, and steps onto the mat. The canvas sighs beneath his weight. He rolls his shoulders once, a slow, seismic motion that seems to shift the very gravity of the space. His hands hang open at his sides, palms forward, fingers relaxed, ready not to strike but to receive. His eyes, dark and ancient as deep water, settle on nothing and everything at once. Minutes crawl by in the hush. Then the door groans again. Frank Dux steps through the breach. He is smaller, lighter, a blade where Seagal is a boulder. The white GI clings to his frame like fresh snow on a dagger, the black belt knotted with the precision of a surgeon's suture. His entrance is not a walk but a prowl, eyes flicking across every corner, every face, every possible angle of attack or escape. He drops a small canvas bag in the corner without ceremony and begins shadow sparring in place. His fists cut the air with a sound like silk tearing. Snap, snap, snap. Each strike leaves a faint afterimage, as if the light itself cannot keep up. The room smells sharper now, ozone and adrenaline, the scent of a storm about to break. He does not acknowledge the chairs. He does not need to. His reputation has already filled the space. The man who inspired Bloodsport, who claims 56 consecutive knockouts in a secret tournament no one can prove existed, who allegedly holds the record for the fastest knockout in combat history. Myth or man? The question hangs in the air like smoke. The two warriors meet at the center of the mat. Their handshake is brief, clinical, the grip of two men measuring bone and intent. No smiles, no words, just the crackle of mutual recognition. I see you. I know what you are. The referee steps between them, an elderly Kyokushin master whose voice has commanded dojos from Tokyo to Tijuana. His words are few, but they land like hammer blows. Full contact to the body. No strikes to the head. No intent to maim. The fight ends when one man cannot continue, or when I say it ends. Bow. They bow. The bulb stops swaying. The room holds its breath. The fight begins with silence. For 10 agonizing seconds, they circle. Seagal stands rooted like an ancient redwood, his stance open but impenetrable, weight sunk low, hands floating at chest level as if cradling an invisible sphere of energy. Dux orbits him like a shark scenting blood, weight shifting from ball to ball of his feet, shoulders loose, eyes never still. Then Dux strikes, a jab so fast it seems to materialize from nowhere. Seagal angles his torso a mere 6 inches. The punch kisses empty air with a soft whoosh. Dux follows instantly with a low kick that cracks against Seagal's shin like a baseball bat meeting oak. The giant does not flinch. He steps forward into the kick's wake, his palm pressing flat against Dux's sternum. Not a strike, but a wall. Dux slides backward 2 feet, eyes widening for the first time, he's heavier than physics allows. Ducks' lips curl into a predator's grin. He begins to dance. Feints cascade from his shoulders, left, right, low, high. A storm of misdirection. Seagal remains the eye of the hurricane, holding the exact center of the mat, as if it were his birthright. Duck slips inside the reach of those long arms and lands, a short, vicious hook to the ribs. The sound is a dull thump, like a mallet striking meat. Seagal exhales sharply through his nose. But his feet do not retreat. Ducks presses the advantage. Elbow to the same rib, palm heel to the chest, a spinning back kick that grazes the hip. Seagal's left arm rises like a portcullis, intercepting the elbow mid-flight. His right hand catches the spinning kick at the ankle, twists. Joint lock in motion. Ducks' shoulder screams in protest. For one frozen heartbeat, the smaller man is airborne, balanced on the edge of dislocation. Then he spins a full 360-degree corkscrew, landing light on his feet, free. The room murmurs, a ripple of awe and disbelief. No one escapes that angle. The fight deepens. Sweat begins to bead on both men, catching the light like scattered diamonds. The mat darkens beneath their feet, each pivot leaving a ghost print of exertion. Ducks becomes a tempest, speed incarnate, angles shifting faster than thought. He lands another body shot, then a sweep that lifts Seagal's lead leg an inch off the ground. For the first time, the giant's balance wavers. Ducks pounces, elbow to the floating rib, palm strike to the solar plexus, knee driving toward the thigh. Seagal absorbs the storm, his expression a mask of stone, but the crowd feels the shift. Ducks has drawn first blood in the war of momentum. Then Seagal moves, not with speed, but with inevitability. His footwork carves the mat like a calligrapher's brush, cutting off escape routes, shrinking the circle. Ducks tries another sweep. Seagal reads the hip twitch, steps around the arc, and guides Ducks' balance sideways with a gentle push of the palm. The smaller man stumbles half a step, catches himself, but the rhythm is broken. Seagal's presence has become a cage. The final minute. Both men breathe through their noses now, chests heaving in unison. Sweat drips from Seagal's ponytail, traces rivers down Ducks' temples. The pauses between bursts grow fractionally longer, fatigue creeping in like fog. They know, one mistake, one opening, and the fight ends. Ducks commits. He feints high with a jab that never lands, drops low into a double-leg takedown. Classic, desperate, perfect. Seagal sprawls, hips dropping like an anvil, hands clamping onto Ducks' shoulders. For a heartbeat, they are locked in a sculptor's embrace. Ducks driving forward, Seagal resisting with the weight of a mountain. Ducks rolls through the sprawl, pops up behind Seagal's guard. But Seagal pivots on the ball of his foot, a motion so smooth it seems choreographed by gravity itself. His arm snakes around Ducks' waist like a boa constrictor. He lifts. Ducks is airborne. For one impossible second, the smaller man hangs suspended, legs kicking uselessly. Then Seagal rotates his hips, Irimi Nage, the entering throw of Aikido, and slams Ducks to the mat. The impact is a thunderclap. The canvas ripples like water. Before Ducks can bridge, Seagal drops in a full mount. Knee on belly, wrist pinned to the mat, elbow locked in a vise of bone and leverage. Ducks bucks like a wild horse, twists, bridges, his face contorts with effort, veins bulging at his temples. But Seagal's weight is absolute. His grip is unbreakable. The smaller man struggles slow, then stop. His palm slaps the mat. Once sharp, final. Stop. The referee's voice cuts through the haze. Seagal releases instantly, rising fluidly to his feet. He offers his hand. Ducks takes it, pulled upright with the same arm that just crushed him. They stand face to face, sweat dripping from chins, chests heaving in perfect sync. A nod passes between them. Deep, wordless, the acknowledgement of warriors who have seen each other's souls. The room erupts, not with cheers, but with the sound of masters recognizing mastery. A slow, respectful clap that builds into a wave. Aftermath. The referee raises Seagal's hand. His voice is solemn. Control from start to finish. Technique over chaos. The fight is Seagal's. But in the shadows, two veteran choreographers lean close. Ducks made him earn every inch. That's speed, if he'd landed flush once. Seagal never lost the center. That's not strength, that's ki. Pure ki. The story never left those four walls. No footage, no headlines. Just 20 witnesses who carried the truth in their bones, passing it in whispers from dojo to dojo, from sensei to student, until it became quieter, truer, sacred. Steven Seagal walked out that night knowing his art lived beyond the silver screen. Frank Dux walked out knowing the Kumite warrior could stand toe-to-toe with a giant and force him to blink. And in that forgotten warehouse, under swaying bulbs and the scent of cedar and sweat, two legends collided, two myths were tested, and the mat remembered everything. Welcome to Tales of the Famous, where the greatest fights are the ones the world never sees. If this secret war just rewired your soul, smash that like button like Seagal's hip throw, subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss a whisper of truth, and share this with every martial artist who needs to know. Real skill doesn't need a spotlight. It just needs a mat, a moment, and two men willing to bleed for it. Comment below, Seagal's unbreakable control or Dux's lightning storm. Which wins when the lights go out? Next up, the fighter who refused to tap and paid the ultimate price. This is Tales of the Famous. Some victories are silent. Some defeats are eternal.